They've got the brains, but these evil geniuses aren't so buff. When you need some hench, you call the henchmen. Oh, henchmen.
Quickly, before I lose my temper.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Evil Genius 2 is so close to release now, we can practically hear the menacing 60s brass music and jangly spy movie guitars already. So, if you want to stay absolutely up to date on all our new intel in the run up to its March 30th launch and beyond, the easiest way to do that is to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Now then, Henchmen. If you played the 2004 Evil Genius, you'll know what they're all about, but for anyone who's new to the world of spy-fi, lair building, world domination sims, suffice to say that the Evil Genius, the big boss of the whole nasty operation, doesn't like to get their hands dirty. They're not fighters. What they are, however, are very motivating employers. So when they want some dirty work doing, they turn to henchmen. These are unique characters who all possess special abilities and will all help you on your way to becoming the Grand High Ruler of everything forever in different ways. Once you have a lair up and running early in the game, your attention will turn to the crime lords operating their own criminal networks, far inferior to your own of course, oh powerful one, throughout the world map. Crime lords, I might add, who can be persuaded to join your cause. At this early point in the game then, you have a choice of 4 henchmen to employ at your side and whose special abilities to harness. If you're deliberating between the Swordsman, the Sun, the Computer and the Fan, this quick guide will help you make an informed decision. First, here's Ellen with a real drone of a worker.
A brand new henchman has joined your organization.
I.R.I.S's dedication to helping your operation run smoothly may come from the fact she's, programmed that way. But that doesn't make her any less enthusiastic when it comes to eliminating agents or doing this.
Domination program activated.
You'll find I.R.I.S in South America, and her calming demeanour makes a welcome addition to what can be quite a high-pressure environment. Although her delivery is a tad robotic, I think you'll agree.
My consciousness is in complete control of this physical unit.
Her security network link ability transforms I.R.I.S into a 360-degree security camera that will allow her to scan everything within her wide radius and summon guards if necessary. Not that I.R.I.S needs any help as far as combat is concerned, I mean, just look at that. If I.R.I.S does bite off more than she can chew, she also has the ability to reroute power, which creates an impenetrable barrier against enemies that will allow her to regain vitality. It takes a while to charge, so you'll only be able to use it once against a barrage of agents. But when her combat style looks like this, she really doesn't need it too often. Just look at that, not a hair out of place.
Your minions are in combat.
Next up, it's Janet Bombe, a super fan whose sheer enthusiasm for the cause, and the cause is being really horrible, just so we're clear, catches your eye as you're thumbing through the fan mail she's sent you. Janet's found here in Australia, so if you already have a criminal network up and running here, you can save yourself the additional resources of creating a new one by opting for her at this point.
With me on your team, you'll be invincible.
She is a hacking powerhouse with 2 really useful abilities that you can deploy by targeting on a particular person. So she's great for players who want to be super hands-on with their henchmen right away in the early game. Remote detonation basically does a number on an agent's weapons, hacking into them and changing their effects to turn them against that agent. And yes, effects may vary. Very handy for situations where combat looks like a foregone conclusion, say if you don't have any spare deception minions to lure them away. Then there's scramble evidence. I love this one. If an agent spies something that suggests this totally above-board casino might not be all it seems, honestly, this holding cell is absolutely fine, nothing to see here. Their suspicion will be raised. They take a photo of the offending scene, they go back home, they tell their goody-goody bosses, and your heat level increases. But not if Janet has anything to do with it. Using her scramble evidence ability on a specific investigator will destroy any info they've gathered, meaning they leave with no proof of any nefarious doings. In fact, the only thing conspicuously absent in Janet Bombe's array of useful abilities is anything of an explosive nature. She's not a straightforward combat henchman in that her abilities aren't about killing enemies outright, but sabotaging them instead. If you did want to be a bit more about the killing though, there are other henchmen for that, as we'll see later on.
Over and out.
Next up, we have everyone's favourite suave-suited hitman.
That was my father's name. Call me Eli.
Sorry. Next up, we have everyone's favourite suave-suited hitman's son. Eli Barracuda Jr, son of Eli Barracuda, the popular henchman from the first evil genius, is ready to protect your operation with a silver tongue and a silver revolver once you have a base set up across the pond. If agents are infiltrating your cover operation and you want to give them exactly what they deserve whilst also remaining subtle enough that regular visitors aren't alerted, Eli's silver tongue ability is the perfect solution. This interaction will damage the resolve of the target, whilst also regenerating Eli's stats. A lot more subtle than running up to an enemy and, say, punching them in the face. Jury's still out on whether it's more fun, though. On the other end of the spectrum, if the agent has reached your evil lair, or if they're just milling around the casino and you're feeling like throwing caution to the wind, Eli's highly powerful ranged weapon, the silver revolver, will do the trick. With up to 6 uses, it should be able to make light work of the fresh boatload of agents trying to find their land legs in your fine establishment. It costs 80 morale, but that's a small cost to pay for, well, this.
Too pretty for concealed carry.
We're delighted to welcome Jubei back to the job he does best, absolutely smashing agents in the name of world domination.
I live to serve.
So the story goes, the master swordsman from the first game got a bit disillusioned after it didn't work out last time and has been laying low in his native Japan ever since. Until you set up a criminal network there anyway and coax him out of retirement for, you guessed it, one last job. Well, quite a lot of jobs actually, because Jubei's skills make him a really great hands-on combat henchman. Flow, when activated, boosts his already formidable combat prowess for a fixed duration, during which he basically turns anyone on Team Good's payroll into mulch, like single-handedly. And original game veterans, you know what's coming next. Windwalk allows Jubei to teleport in spectacular fashion using ancient, mystical... Look, I don't know, that's why nobody's employing me to keep their evil lair safe. He can teleport, get over it. If this is your first time constructing an empire of pure hatred and bile, Jubei's a good pick for your first henchman. He's a sort of point and shoot kind of solution to interlopers, which is great for players with less experience. Although, word to the wise, his methods aren't the subtlest. So if tourists catch him at work, they'll be pretty upset.
Let's see what you're made of, huh?
And that's just the start of your interactions with crime lords. There's plenty more digging around on the world map and bringing them to heel at your side with loads of new characters. But with this guide to the first 4 available to you, we're starting your stable off on the right foot. Remember to subscribe to us and hit the notification bell for more. Leave us a like if this was useful, and we'll see you in the next one.
I have reports of an intruder in the lair. Kill them.